Hello, it's Carrie here from the Female Entrepreneur Association, and welcome to the 10-Minute Masterclass, your weekly dose of inspiration to build a successful business. I am ridiculously excited right now because we are joined by my amazing friend Nikki Elledge Brown. She is the creator of a course about copy, and we are going to be talking all about how to make your website copy incredible so that you can attract your dream clients. Who doesn't want to know about that? So Nikki, thank you so much for joining us again. I'm so happy to have you back here.
Yay, thanks for having me back.
I'm so excited to talk all about copy because I just feel like it's so important for every single entrepreneur out there. And I'm also excited because we're shaking things up a little bit. So obviously, normally we just do a 10-minute masterclass where some amazing expert shares their tips. But this week we are doing it a bit differently because we have actually asked people to submit their website so that Nikki could go through and review their copy, and so we're going to be doing that right now and going through their website. So you're going to have homework to do after this session, because after hearing all the amazing tips that she's going to be sharing, you're going to have things to go and implement. What do you call it, Nick? Nikki, like a website assessment, and be getting honest about your website.
Yes, so we've done a few masterclasses together, obviously, but today I thought we could take a different angle at it, and so this is what we can call the Rate Your Site Masterclass, because I think it's important, I know it's important to just take a step back. You know, it's easy to just kind of get in the zone. You've got your site and you don't really think about it. Once it's up, you're like, hallelujah, it's up, and then you don't really think about it again until you have to, because something's broken or busted or not working right. So we're going to take a step back today, and we're going to take an honest assessment of where you are with each page of your site. So we can talk about the most popular pages, the most common mistakes that people make and how to fix them, and then 3 questions that we should be asking ourselves before we write any page on our sites. That's the plan.
It sounds amazing. Okay, so let's just jump straight into it.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to cover is just an overview of the most popular pages that you would want to have on your site, which you may already, or maybe you don't have a site right now. But the most popular kind of A-team, as I call it, we've got the home page, right? And on the home page, we're inviting people in. That's a good first impression. A lot of people are coming in through the home page first, if they found you through somewhere where you just have your URL shared there. But the second most popular page, and we have something special to tell you about this in just a minute, is the About page. If you think about it, when you go to somebody's website, you come in through the home page, or maybe through a blog post first, you know, through social media, you saw a blog post, then where do you go next? The About page. And what do you want to find out? Should I stick around? Is it worth my time? You know, there's millions of other things going on inside your laptop, too many tabs open, probably. And then there's life going on around, so we're all distracted. You want to know, when you go to somebody's website, do I want to stick around? And that's what you want to cover on your About page. And we also want to cover the blog, right? So the blog, the whole purpose of a blog really is, once you've attracted people, it's about building that relationship, building that connection, establishing your expertise in what you know. And so that's why it can be very valuable to have a blog or some other form where you're sharing that regular content to build the relationships. Then, of course, this isn't a museum, it's a storefront. So on your website, you need to have some kind of work with me page. Or if it's a product-based business, then a shop page, right? Because again, there needs to be a place for people to be able to give you money. Your website is not a museum, it's a storefront, so make sure you have that. And then there's what I call the best of the rest, you know, and so that's other pages that are the supporting roles that can help surprise and delight and build that connection with people, make them feel cared for while they're clicking around on your site. That would be things like the contact page, you know, so really think about, do you want people to contact you? You want to filter some people out by answering some of the frequently asked questions before they can actually submit something to you. Your legal page, obviously, those are important. Your media and press page, if you have any interviews or features, or you want to be interviewed or featured. And then really important is also social proof. So testimonials, kind words, happy clients, whatever you want to call it, that's huge. And I can tell you from experience, when I was working one-on-one, so many of my one-on-one clients booked just because they felt so comfortable. It was like a warm, fuzzy blanket. They felt so comfortable investing their money in me because they saw so many real people who had real results. And so it's really valuable to have that. So that's the overview of what we want to talk about, and we've got a really great workbook for you that goes through all of those in even more detail. the Rate Your Site workbook so that you can take a step back and look at these pages. The next thing, and then we're going to get to the copy reviews. The next thing that I want you to do is to think about these 3 questions. When you've got that list of all the pages on your website, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. What do I want people to know from this page? So straight up information. How do I want people to feel on this page? You know, again, you think about your dream client or customer. Who do you really want to be working with? Who do you really want to attract? And think about just the vibe and the energy of the page, you know, the nonverbal communication elements like your personality, the colors, the images, the way that it's laid out. So what do I want people to know? How do I want people to feel? And then super, super, super important is what do I want people to do? And make it very clear, because again, if you don't lead us, we're just going to bounce. It's like, okay, you wrote all this copy, but then there was no point to it at the end of where we should go next. So we're just going to feel awkward and kind of scoot on out the back of the party because we don't feel like you're hosting us here. So it's really important to ask for every page, what do I want people to know? How do I want people to feel? What do I want people to do? Okay, so the Rate Your Site workbook is going to take you through these questions and more for each page of your site. Okay, Carrie, are you ready?
I am ready.
These reviews. Okay, so we polled the members club. We invited them to, if you're not part of the members club, I have to say you're totally missing out and you should join next time she opens it. But we asked the members club to submit their URLs, and I asked these questions very specifically because, again, it's important to get useful feedback. We don't communicate in a vacuum. I think we've talked about that in another one of our master classes. So we asked them, you know, for one page URL, and we said, what's one thing you love about this page? It's important to give yourself, you know, some credit. And then what's one specific thing you'd like feedback on? So I have our three winners, and we're going to go through, and I actually made notes over here so that I can share the screen and show you as we go through. So our first, we're all winners here in the Members Club and FEA, but the first winner that we're going to review her page, this is Andrea Jordan. And her website, I'm going to minimize this so that I can see it. Her website is learndiscoverbefree.com. And what she loves about it is she loves the testimonial here. And her question is, how much is too much? I have 3 short paragraphs describing what I do under the heading of focus. Let me scroll down so we can see it. So she loves the testimonial. And then she says she has 3 short paragraphs describing what I do under the heading, is that enough information to describe what I do, or should I go into more detail on my homepage? Okay, so here I'm just going to scroll this and then I'll get back to sharing these tips, because these are the winners that we've got are so representative. Thank you, by the way, for submitting this, Andrea, and for everyone who submitted, because it takes a lot to put yourself out there. These are so common. This is stuff that we all do. So these are representative of the 60 plus entries that we had when we put it out there. And so I would say to you and to everyone, here we go, we've got this information, you have your 3 calls to action down there. Here's my thoughts on the homepage. I see your homepage as like the entryway to your house, right? So your website is like your digital home. And so I'm in my house right now, and I have an entryway right here, and I have a lovely helper who just came to watch my baby while we're doing this. I didn't have the whole conversation with her in the entryway. I invited her in to the house, and that's the purpose of your homepage. Yes, you want to make a great first impression, for sure. You want to help people get comfortable, you know, like, okay, you can put your shoes here and your purse here, the bathroom's over here, but otherwise, move them in, you know, move them into where you want them to go. You go into the kitchen, you go into the living room. Where is the conversation happening? And so that's what I want you to consider for your homepage. You don't want to tell them everything right there on the homepage, because that can get overwhelming really quickly. Like I said, also just think of the mindset of your visitor, and if they see a whole bunch of text all of a sudden, it's like, oh, no, I can't read it, and I'm going to bounce, literally and figuratively. So for the homepage, I think it looks good. I would just maybe get to the point a little quicker so that people know exactly where you want them to go. Again, be the hostess. So Andrea, I hope that helps. Please tag me in the Members Club after you watch this video and let me know if you have a follow-up question there. Okay, winner number 2 is Carrie Gillett. It might be Ceri. It's C-E-R-I, okay? And contentmom.com is her website. Okay, so here's the page. Love the image. And this is her work with me page, and she says, I find everything too wordy, and I can't seem to find the balance between giving info on what I'm doing without writing an essay. And then she also asked a question kind of about sales pages, and so that's what I wanted to talk about. That's we've got a homepage issue. Now we have the work with me page issue. So one thing also I would say is whenever people land right at the top of the page, you want them to know where they're going, right? So I would probably have some more information above the fold, as they call it, if it was a newspaper. So a little more information above so that they can kind of figure out if they even want to scroll down. But what I wanted to say here about the work with me page, whether this is a sales page or a work with me page, and we're going to scroll down so we can see it. I do love the design. It's so nice and clean. It's not like overwhelming. This is a really cool theme that you have too. So here's what I would say, and I have recipes out the wazoo in a course about copy, but one thing I want you to consider on any work with me page where you're asking people to do business with you, whether it's a work with me page, a sales page, or a shop, is to consider communicating these 4 things. Sorry, I'm getting notifications on my phone and it's buzzing. Number 1, clear value. Number 2, credibility. Number 3, clear expectations. And number 4, personality. So however you arrange things, as long as you're communicating the clear, straightforward value of whatever it is you're offering, that's a good check in the box. As long as you're communicating why you're credible and why they should actually trust you to be the one to provide that for them, check the box. As long as you're giving them very clear expectations of what's included in this product, program, or service, how it's going to be delivered, what's going to happen after they click that button, check the box, because we have this micro anxiety. The last thing is the personality. Again, I just get such a vibe from your website, which is beautiful and kind of zen and like simple and clean, and I love that. As long as that matches who you actually are, then that's great. So I hope that helps. And that's, again, something that we can all use for any sales page or work with me page. So just make sure you've also got that really clear call to action, which I can see that you've got these clear expectations. I think you've done a great job there, kind of laying that out. Okay. Our third is, I just think it's hilarious as a new mom. Well, not new mom, but I have a newborn and a 4-year-old right now, and I just love this. This attention getter. Is lack of sleep ruining your life? Okay, this is Dee Trethaway, and her question is, how do I point, oops, okay. Dee asks, how do I point to my future clients' specific pain points? I aim to help women, mainly shift workers, who struggle to enjoy a great night's sleep the natural way, but they're confused and they're not sure where to start due to varying reports in the media, etc. How do I convince them that they're in the right place? So I love that question because it's brilliant, because you've got to start every page with what we call an attention getter, which is exactly that. It gets their attention, and I have a very simple exercise for you to do. It's called the copy bank, and I might have talked about it on a previous masterclass, but it's literally you go and you find these shift workers. Once you've figured out who your dream clients and customers are, you go find them, whether you know them or not, and you're actually actively asking them, or you're just kind of spying on them in a perfectly legal and non-creepy way. You just want to find out, how did they describe this struggle? What is it that they're literally, your clients, Dee, are literally up at night Googling, how can I get more sleep, shift work, sleep problems, that kind of thing. And you want to make a copy bank, which can be a Word doc, a Google doc, wherever, that you're literally, excuse me, taking the language that they use, and that's what you're going to put into your attention getter. Because there's no reason for you to try to say it a certain way. You want to make them feel heard. You want them to know that you understand and that you get it, and nothing is going to help them see that more than to see you reflecting their issues back to them. So I'm not all about like spinning people into a depressive spiral and like really driving it home, all the pain points and stuff, because I think balance in all things, and you really don't. I mean, you don't want people to feel like poop when they're on your website. You want them to feel hopeful. So you cover that, let them know you get it, and then you move right on into the light at the end of the tunnel, which is that you have reassurance that you do have a solution. So that was a great question, and that's something that applies to every page, whether it is homepage, about page, blog post, work with me page. You've got to have an attention getter, and the copy bank will certainly help you do that. So there we have it. Those are our 3 members club reviews for today. Carrie. How
You
did we
just
do?
gave so much value. That was amazing. I feel like everyone's got so much homework to now get on and do. To go
Right.
and assess their own websites and go through all the different pointers and tips you've just shared and see how they can improve it. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming to share all that with us all.
My pleasure. I don't know why I keep
Um,
giving all my answers to you.
I'm just so excited about this, and I'm really excited, obviously, because you've got freebies and stuff that goes along with this whole masterclass that you've been talking about through Rate Your Site workbook that you have. And really excitingly, if you are watching this when it's just gone live, then exciting news, because we are doing a live workshop where we're going to be talking more. Well, Nikki's going to come back, and we're going to have like a full-on hour probably together, if not longer. Are we going to be basically being able to access Nikki's brain on copy, and she's going to be sharing some even more amazing things, specifically focused on the About page, which, like Nikki said, is such an important page on your website. So all the details of that are on the blog post on the website, so check it out if you want to come and join us for it. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. But if you're watching this and it's months down the line, then you can still go and get the workbook that goes with it. So there's still something
Yes.
for you. Hooray!
Yes, I'll still have the workbook up for you. So regardless, even if you're watching this like 3 years from now, we'll still have the workbook there for you, or something better if I ever replace it, I promise. And what I'm most excited about, because we've never done this, the About Page workshop. I've done other workshops from different angles, but what we're doing is because it's just fun to be able to help real people who are actually there. So when you join us and you RSVP for the About Page workshop, you will also be able to send us your copy, because we're going to do some live copy reviews of About Pages, just like we just did. So you'll get the workbook, obviously you'll get the training, and you'll get to hang out with us for however long, you know, an hour or 5 if we keep you. Just kidding, it won't be 5. Again, I have a newborn. But yeah, and then we'll also have the chance to check out your About Page and to feature that in front of the, you know, thousands of female entrepreneurs who will be joining us. So it's going to be fun.
It's going to be so much fun, so hopefully you can make it. But if you can't, I really hope that you have enjoyed the session. Nikki, thank you so much again. You are always sharing the most valuable things, which is why everyone loves you so much. So thank you so much for coming to share your amazing words of wisdom with us. And for everyone, I really would love to know what your takeaway has been from everything that Nikki shared. Have you had like a moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I need to go and do this? Or do you have a particular page on your website that you feel you really need to go and take an honest look at? I'd love to hear all about it. Also, make sure you leave a comment below and let us know, after watching everything that Nikki's just said, what is the one page on your website that you would love to review and improve? Leave a comment below and let us know, and I will see you next week for another 10-minute masterclass.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch one of our videos. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I've got something really exciting that I would love to send your way. We have created the Make It Happen guided visualization for you to listen to every single day for the next 30 days to help you to condition yourself to make incredible things happen. And along with that, we have the Make It Happen workbook to help you to get really clear on your goals, to get so much focus and clarity, to make a plan of action so you know what you need to do and when you need to do it. So if you would love us to send them your way, then all you need to do is subscribe to the email list below and they will be on their way to you. So definitely do that and come and join an incredible group of women who are so passionate and determined to achieve amazing things and build successful businesses. And I will see you next week for another 10-minute masterclass.